Welcome, everybody, and welcome to the NuCalm Town Hall. From wherever you're dialing in the world, we have a global clientele. So I know there's people in Pan-Pacific, in Southeast Asia, in Australia, across Europe. Hopefully you guys are watching the recordings. It's a little late there, but it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you this evening, especially as we head into the holiday stress time, November, December, all the cool things we have going on, but also all the obligations we have as well and expectations of everybody else upon us to meet. So before we get started, I just want to share my appreciation and gratitude. And we don't get to share this with you enough because we don't get to see you enough. As we grow, there's a degree of separation from a lot of the people that helped us get here. But thank you. Thank you for literally trusting a technology. NuCalm is a technology. Trusting our technology. NuCalm is a team. Trusting our team. And welcome us into your life. When you think about things that we buy and things that we want to buy and things that we aspire to buy, very few technologies actually come into your life, come into your heart, and come into your mind. NuCalm comes into your mind. So it's a very vulnerable place to be. And we take that responsibility very seriously. But I want to say thank you. Thank you for trusting our technology. Thank you for trusting our team. Thank you for trusting our sincerity, our purpose, and our desire to serve. What we do is really important. And the more people we help, the more people they can help. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Today, we're going to talk about a lot of exciting things. We always have a lot of exciting things happening. And some of the things we do, especially if it's in the creative arts of track production or collaborations, it's difficult to create timelines for it. But today at 12:09 p.m. Eastern Time here in America, we surpassed a significant milestone. We surpassed 2 billion minutes of NuCalm played worldwide. 2 billion minutes. And it sounds impressive, and I'm impressed. But I also would like to know, how long is 2 billion minutes? I don't really know. In fact, I have no idea. Well, 2 billion minutes is 3,805 years. So we're talking about 500 to 600 years after the pyramids of Giza were created under the direction of King Khufu. That's when we started taking care of people, 3,805 years ago. So it's a huge milestone for us. And you saw the ticker on our homepage if you've been paying attention, and it just keeps going. Those are you. Those are the times that you're using deep sleep at night. Those are the times you're using Rescue or the new Rescue 40 inside the vault. Every one of those minutes is accumulating, and it's amazing. And so this is just the beginning for us. It'd be nice to see when we cross 10 billion minutes or 20 billion minutes. But we want to recognize that. We want to celebrate that milestone. And we also want to share a reward. So in honor of us as a company and as a collective and a group of people that care about our health, that care about our nervous system health, that care about our resilience and lowering inflammation and taking care of our loved ones, all the things we do, because collectively we share a lot of the same similarities and characteristics. We are going to open up the Mastermind Vault as our reward to our customers, because very few of you, a few thousand, are masterminds, but everybody can see the Mastermind Vault on the mobile app. And in that vault lies 16 of the best tracks we've ever created. Literally the best of the best are in that vault. We launched the vault last October 8th. And next week, we're going to open up the vault to every subscriber in the world, so you can get a taste of those 16 tracks. Now, in the vault, there's an Ascend Ignite track. There's a couple other Jim Kwik collaborations. And then there's DeepestSleep. Now, DeepestSleep Plus is at the top of the app. And I think many of you are familiar with this because it's the most played track in the world. So 30, 40,000 listens a month of the 195 hours of patented neuroacoustic software on the app. There's over 8 days of content on there. The DeepestSleep Plus is the most popular. Okay. 20-minute rescue into deepest sleep. And remember, how's deepest sleep different than deep sleep? Well, with deep sleep, our intention and the whole spirit of the invention was to help people fall asleep. Many people go to bed, they've watched technology, tonight there's a football game on, they watch their team win or lose, they're looking at their screens all the time. We're not getting enough downtime. We're not getting enough time to take a break and down-regulate and prepare for bed anymore. So when we get into bed, we're filled with cortisol and stress hormones and to-do lists and what we're going to do tomorrow and what we failed to do today. So onset of sleep is really a challenge for many, many people, millions of people, if not billions of people. So deep sleep was designed to bring 50 minutes of deep physics to gently guide your brainwave down to 0.5 hertz with the expectation that we were going to put you to sleep. And this was genius. This is one of the most difficult inventions Dr. Holloway made. And it took us 9 years to figure all of this out. 9 years because we didn't want you to have to wear a headphone. It's the only product in our portfolio where you don't have to wear a headphone. So deep sleep starts with 50 minutes. And then for the next 7 hours and 10 minutes, we're filling in your sleep cycles. But we're not bringing the physics and the intensity to bring you to sleep. So deepest sleep, which is part of DeepestSleep Plus, we know between 2 and 3, every human over 40 years old is getting up to use the restroom. This is the biorhythm of your liver, your biological clock. Every person 40 years over gets up to go to the bathroom between 2 and 3. The challenge there is that our worry center, our amygdala, our fear, our to-do list, what we need to get done today, the interpersonal conflicts we have to resolve, all this cascade of mental calories wakes up when we're going to the bathroom between 2 and 3. This creates a challenge. It creates a challenge for many, many, many people, millions, if not billions, to get back to sleep. So they get back in their bed, they start humming and hawing, then they start getting agitated. Now they're starting to create cortisol on top of just, mental distraction. Now you're not getting back to sleep for a while. Now, some people make the mistake of getting out of bed and turning on a screen. And that blue light tells your brain, hey, it's daytime. It's time to do your to-do list. You might as well go downstairs and have a cup of coffee. But it's only 3:37 in the morning. So deepest sleep, because we can, and we figured this out, it's like alchemy, we brought the 50 minutes physics back at hour number 4 of the deepest sleep tracks. So DeepestSleep Plus is a 20-minute rescue to help you unwind, down-regulate, take a breath. Then 50 minutes of physics. Then at hour 4, when you're getting up to go to the bathroom, we're putting you back to sleep. So those are the tracks that are in the vault. So in the vault, there are 16 tracks. In the vault, you're going to be able to see and experience all of them beginning next Thursday, the 13th of November, our gift to our entire NuCalm family for helping us surpass 2 billion minutes. We did it 2 days ahead of what we forecasted. So you can kind of see and see the patterns. We thought we'd be surpassing this on November 8th or 9th. We surpassed it today at 12:09. So we're opening up the vault for a free preview to everybody in the world next Thursday. That's our gift. Secondarily, the holidays are coming. Holidays are fun. They're joyous. They're connective. You get to hang out with the friends and family and the people you love. You get to, spoil your grandkids or spoil your spouse or your kids, or you get to share presents and time together. But it also comes with a ton of stress. So tomorrow we're unleashing in the store another gift, and that is a 40% discount on everything in the store, primarily the NuCalm biosignal processing discs. Many of you who've been with us for a long time know that there are days where you're just going to want to wear that disc. You just want to take the edge off. You don't want to be distracted. You don't want to be filled with anxiety. You don't want to be overwhelmed. And it just kind of helps you glide through your day with ease, and then helps you sleep too. So 2 billion minutes, Yahoo, thank you very much. We appreciate you, and we appreciate the collective mission we're on to help people. So the 2 billion minutes piece. Next up, I want to talk about VT, not the abbreviation for Vermont, but VT in rescue, as in rescue 20 in the master app, stands for vagal tone. Now, many of you are studied in the art of parasympathetic dominance or nervous system balance, or have heard us talk about it. And it's really simple. Your nervous system's like a seesaw. Most of us have our foot on the accelerator at all times. We're in what's called sympathetic tone, the stress response. Well, there's the rest response, and many of us don't get there enough. We all could benefit from being there. There's no harm for being in parasympathetic dominance. So VT stands for vagal tone. The vagus nerve innervates the brainstem, goes through your visceral organs. It's the longest nerve in the body. It serves as the communication pathway of the autonomic nervous system. So when you activate the vagus nerve, you are invariably activating the parasympathetic nervous system. Now you're going to see a proliferation of gizmos and gadgets. These have been around for like 90 years. Neurobiofeedback's been around for a little over 90 years. Transcranial direct current stimulation, cranial electrotherapy stimulation. These devices have been around for a long time. Their intention is to activate your vagus nerve with the expectation that can slow down the stress response, slow down your monkey mind, and raise your parasympathetic nervous system. Well, that's not what we do. We play with the vagus nerve, and we have an effect on the vagus nerve, but that's not what we're doing. Here's what we're doing. We're regulating your brain wave, because when your brain wave, for example, in rescue, is at 4 hertz, your vagus nerve is activated by design. So we're not doing cause and effect, activating the vagus nerve for the intention of activating the vagus nerve. We're taking your brain to the place where, in addition to everything else, your vagus nerve is activated and your parasympathetic nervous system is dominant. But we can do better. So VT is kind of an invention of the last couple of years. There's a frequency, 130 hertz, that for most people is the resonant vibration of your vagus nerve. So when you put on Rescue 20, you already have the matrix of the 20 minutes of physics guiding your brain predictably, reliably, safely down to 4 hertz. We're already doing what we intend to do. But in addition to this, because why not? Let's make it stronger, smoother, more effective. When you lie there, you'll hear 130 hertz. It's like a guiding tone for your body cavity, and your mind. But if you were to hum, voo, that also activates the vagus nerve. So the Rescue VT is kind of a next generation of making NuCalm Rescue stronger, better, more effective. And we hear it. We first of all, we've never seen a track of the 195 hours climb up the charts so fast. We have seen for the last 4 years, or since DeepestSleep's been in the market, the top 10 tracks of everything we've ever done are Deep Sleep. It's easy. Most people have difficulty sleeping. Fine. But Rescue 20 VT is the second most popular track in the world. So we know that we struck a nerve, and we know that it's having a great impact. So last week, inside the vault, we released a new Rescue 40. This Rescue 40 was built. We never hypothesized that 40 was a sweet spot. And we've been around. We've served millions of people in 16 years. It never occurred to us. When it was 30 minutes and you started talking to people at a conference, or you're trying to get somebody to try NuCalm, 30 minutes creates anxiety for somebody. They're like, I don't have 30 minutes. So that was the genesis of us inventing Power Nap in 2017 and 18. And then after about 10 years of trying to bend the law of physics, we figured out how to take the matrix for Rescue and make it 20 minutes. So we were kind of taking this profound medical experience, bringing it to the consumer, and trying to meet the consumer where they're at, which is, I don't have 30 minutes, Jim, to take care of myself. In fact, you're making me stressed out just thinking where I can fit it, but I have 20 minutes. So it never occurred to us that 40 minutes was going to be a sweet spot. Well, we're not the experts. You guys are. Well, guess what? The second most popular track in the entire world after Deep Sleep and Rescue 20 is Rescue 40. And many of you have figured out in every pill in the app, there are a multitude of tracks behind that. So Rescue 50 has 3 tracks and Rescue 30 has 4 tracks. The algorithm that we built brings to the surface the track you've played the least. And so that's how this whole thing works. But behind Rescue 40, the only track in the entire app of Rescue, there was only 1 track. So we looked at the data, and this year we built a Rescue 40. Now, something that we have not shared with people, and I was waiting for the town hall, this new Rescue 40 is also vagal tone. This is a Rescue 40 VT. We chose not to share the VT because we wanted to see the impact that people were having without being led based on their experience with the Rescue 20 VT. But this is the same principle, and it might even be stronger because we added some more elements. But this is 130 hertz, designed to activate the vagus nerve really quickly, like within the first few seconds, and to bring you down gently into a deep pattern. But we also added some more complexity. You know, you probably have heard us talk about our goal is to entrain, is to pace your brainwave like a metronome. The more predictable, the more secure that path is, the better. So maybe an analogy, I don't have a dog, I've got 3 cats, but maybe an analogy is you got a small dog and you're walking that dog on a leash and the dog's kind of, you know, going veering off. They're still in the same pattern, like they're in the general vicinity of the direction that you're walking, right? Because they're on a leash. That's fine. But what happens if you pick up your dog? They're going exactly where you go. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to take your brain exactly where the math wants it to go. So everything that we've done for 16 years is to further strengthen the grip and the pacing that we have on your brain, because your brain is easily distracted. It's a manifestation of our fear response. It's a manifestation of our ability to exercise our right and get like this in our frequency. So everything we do is about entrainment and creating a predictable guide path, okay? So what we've been doing is taking the Tuvan throat singers, taking the tambura instrument out of India, taking singing bowls, and we've been recording these and adding them subliminally into the base physics of the entire program, which further strengthens the entrainment. It's like the snake in Jungle Book, when the boy looks at the snake and he's entraining him. It's visual stimulation. That's what we're doing. So the new Rescue 40 that is in the Mastermind Vault, which for those of you who are not masterminds will have access to next Thursday, is VT, vagal tone. And next up in this series, because why would we stop there? We have on deck a flow state vagal tone, a power nap vagal tone, and a focus vagal tone. So Rescue 40 in the Mastermind Vault. For those of you who don't have access right now, we'll have access next Thursday when we open up a free preview as a result of surpassing 2 billion minutes. So VT, if you want to further strengthen the experience, or you just want to kind of play around with how can I activate through humming, you just hum VOO. VOO activates the vagus nerve. Recently, as I shift gears here, we brought in more collaborators. Our collaborators are not by design. Our collaborators have kind of just fallen in line with the mission we're on. We don't have a master strategy. We don't have a time frame in the future, and we don't have select people we want to work with. We've never have. The collaborations kind of come and fit in what we're doing at their own time and commitment. So as you know, we launched a voice coaching track with the esteemed Roger Love in September. And so you hear us talking about the power trio. We have 4 tracks in the NuCalm ecosystem with collaborations with Tony Robbins. And the first one is 8 years old now. And that was us training the Washington Capitals together in a hotel room. We took the words and the syllables. We built the physics in Ignite. And Ignite starts at 15 hertz. It takes us 9 to 10 minutes to pace you up up, 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 up. And then the last 3 minutes of every Ignite track is pure warrior brain, pure 41 hertz, fully activated mental and physical acumen, readiness, and peak performance. So that was the first track we did. Then the following year, we trained the Golden State Warriors together. We built Gratitude. Same Ignite physics, which only seems oxymoronic. Gratitude is not really a high intensity, but if you dial it to 40 hertz instead of 41 hertz, you have a different mental acuity of a different outcome. So instead of getting more like this, you just get more intentional, focused on the words. Then last year, we launched 2 priming tracks with Tony. So in the app, our first collaborator was Tony Robbins. We have Certainty. We have Gratitude, both trainings of professional athletic teams. And then we have priming, just priming, and then priming with breath work in the beginning. Those are all found in the Ignite product. In January of 2022, Jim Kwik joined us in a studio and recorded 10 hours of content. We built something called KwikState, Kwik as in Jim Kwik, state as in your mental state, powered by NuCalm. And we launched a web-based application in October of 2022 with 9 collaborations with Jim Kwik. All of those collaborations can be found KwikState, powered by NuCalm. But we also brought in a couple of those tracks, specifically Wake Up with Jim Kwik, Focus with Jim Kwik, and there was a Focus 7 chakra track we built only for KwikState powered by NuCalm, and we brought that into the app as well. So there are a few collaborations in the app featuring Jim Kwik. And then we meet Roger Love, who probably not by coincidence was the voice coach for Tony Robbins and the voice coach for Jim Kwik. Well, he has an expertise that's almost second to none on voice, on the physiology of voice, on breath work, on all of the physiology here and here. And so we launched Voice Coaching with Roger Love in September. I hope you're taking advantage of having access to the only patented neuroacoustic software in the world. Remember, we're the only patented music that's ever existed, with the physics, with access to one of the brightest minds in voice coaching history. You don't have to fly to his studio. You can listen to him every day and do the voice coaching where he's coached all the top stars and musicians for decades. So that voice coaching piece is the start. We got more things coming with Roger. Now, the male voice and the female voice are identical in the frequency range upon birth. After a male goes through puberty, the male's voice drops an octave. So when we built Voice Coaching with Roger Love, we knew intuitively a fast follow would be a female vocalist. Well, Roger happens to have a female vocalist in his family. Madison Amico Love is a very gifted musician. She was on I think the #1 dance song of the year with David Guetta and Alessa last year. So she did the voice coaching for the female. So we have voice coaching with RL, Roger Love, and we have voice coaching with Madison Amico Love. One is for the man, one is for the woman. It's the same coaching, but the frequency range is different. So as you build your habit, for example, I get up, I exercise, take my shower. First thing I do in my office is I put on Triumphant. Second thing I put on is Ascend, which is the Ignite track. I think that's only in the vault right now. And then I do the voice coaching with Roger. And my voice has changed. My command of my voice has changed. My ability to sing has been phenomenal. Now, whether people like my singing that remains to be seen, but I can sing. I don't fall out of breath. My throat doesn't hurt. I don't feel pitchy. I don't cringe when I hear myself sing. I didn't have that capability. And also after the 10, 11, 13, 14, 15 minutes of the voice coaching, you feel good because of the breath work, creating oxytocin and endorphins. You feel good. So please take the time and make the time to improve the command over your voice. You're born with a voice, but this voice, as Roger says, is an instrument, and it can be tuned, it can be refined, and it can be improved. You're not stuck with a voice, especially if you don't like it. So please use the voice coaching. It is a gift from the NuCalm team to you to bring in the best in class and the best in the world. Now, Roger has an amazing depth of knowledge and an amazing skill set. And we are working on something that I think will be significantly profound for millions of people and be one of those kind of legacy programs we build. And I'm going to let you know what it is. Here, you're going to get some behind the scenes stuff. We're building a track to help people with autism. Imagine what we can do for people who they struggle, their parents struggle. Any parent of any child with autism has what you'd call secondary PTSD. They're always in a hypervigilant state. They never get to rest. They never get to take a breath. NuCalm by itself has served many, many thousands of autistic children by simply allowing them to downregulate the chaos, the overstimulation from the sensory overload, and give them that breath and give them good sleep. That alone has been amazing. But the collaboration we're doing, Roger, is different. There's a disconnect in the autistic brain wiring and an interpersonal gap because the interpretation of communication, there's some dissonance. So Roger's going to build a track with our physics and our work and our genius by Dan Celine and the team. And it's going to showcase and teach autistic children to connect the dots, to understand pitch and frequency, tone, major keys, melodic keys, minor keys, happiness, sadness, angry. Now, it may not be intuitively structured in the neuronal chemistry, but they can learn, and they can learn fast and be like, okay, that sounds like happy. And then they can connect that and begin to improve upon the connective tissue in the interpersonal stuff that has evaded many people with autism for their life. So this seems so profound to me. We're so excited. It's going to be amazing. So NuCalm by itself, if you have a child with autism and they're not using NuCalm, you miss something about the power of what we do. Balancing the nervous system, down-regulating the stress response, slowing down the chaos and the overstimulation from all five senses, and giving them the opportunity to breathe and then to sleep well, they need to be using NuCalm, rescue during the day and deep sleep at night. And then in the future, near future, we're going to release a track, a program with Roger that's going to help connect these dots and help further strengthen their ability to make stronger interpersonal connections. So you can tell it's emotional. It's amazing. It is amazing where we started. It is amazing all of the innovations that we built upon each other as we evolve here, and then the capabilities and the people we're partnering with. You'll notice that when we do a collaboration, it's best in class. Every word, every intonation is precise because there's a responsibility that we have as a physics company that can literally create a permeable brain state. We're opening up your brain's capacity to learn. And in that state, whether it's 18.4 hertz of focus, whether it's 40 hertz of ignite, whether it's 7.83 hertz of flow state, in that state, there's a revolution in learning happening. And you're not even aware of this. But if you've listened to Wake Up with Jim Kwik many times or Gratitude with Tony, it's imprinting on your soul. The words aren't going in one ear and out the other. Your brainwave frequency isn't going too fast. You're not distracted. You're not listening to something engaged and then off you're thinking about what's for dinner. That's not happening. The physics and the matrix that we built with a headphone on, you're going to a directed outcome. We're opening up your brain's capability to learn and imprint on your soul to create behavioral change. This is a revolution in learning. Well, now what we can do with Roger, and now taking things like autism, and I'm not even going to share what's next, but we're on a really cool plateau, and the next evolution of what we're doing, the innovation is incredible. So that is what's happening there. The stress assessment, or the stress check. We've seen thousands and thousands and thousands of results, and it's fascinating. Now, the stress assessment is available to NuCalm subscribers. So our audience is biased because if you've been using NuCalm Rescue for 6 months to years, your nervous system is in balance far greater than it was without NuCalm. But the stress assessment should be a tool you want to entertain adopting into your life, not just to see the impact Rescue has on your nervous system. It's the impact anything has, whether it's having a glass of wine at night, having friends over. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what choices you make in your lifestyle. You literally have a 35-second voice recording that can tell you the impact this is having on your nervous system. It's hard to share the magnitude of this invention and the technology here. But if you look at the proliferation of gizmos and gadgets and quantified self that humans are adopting, you're getting in the vicinity, and you're looking at things that then require deductive reasoning to see the endpoint. What am I saying? GPS. GPS is really good at getting you to the town you're supposed to get into. But sometimes it doesn't get you to the street. And it certainly doesn't get you to the house or the address you're seeking. These gizmos and gadgets, I don't have any on, get you in the vicinity. They get you to the town. There is no specificity and medical grade accuracy. These devices had to trade off accuracy for convenience, because to conveniently get HRV is a lot different than getting medical grade HRV. But if you look at these pieces, you see pulse oximetry, you see heart rate variability, you see blood pressure. What are you trying to measure? You're trying to measure the nervous system. HRV is a measurement of the nervous system. So why wouldn't you just go to the source? I don't need to see my HRV if I can find out exactly with medical grade specificity the health of my nervous system right now. Maybe we missed this in the education, but we cut through all of this. And we just said, here, the foundation of your health, your longevity, your resilience, your cellular health, your ability to fight disease, your mental acuity, your emotional well-being, your hormonal regulation, your metabolic health. All of these things begin with your nervous system. NuCalm's patent, the only patent in the world for balancing the health of the nervous system. The stress assessment, medical grade sensitive and accurate measurement of your nervous system. The rest is noise. And you have to deductively reason, well, if my pulse ox is at 98, I'm quite oxygenated. If my HRV is here, maybe I'm not doing well on my parasympathetic nervous system. You don't have to do that. So please, if you're not making the stress assessment a habit, you're missing a really good opportunity if specificity and real-time data to showcase what you're doing or not doing is effective. You're missing the boat. And it's right there in front of you on the NuCalm app. You go to the web, NuCalm.com, you put in your vitals for your account, 35 seconds, over 1 million data points, and an accurate reading of your nervous system at that moment. And really, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You can do it and go to a concert of a rock band you love. You can do it and do a canoe, down a river. You can do it and go meditate. You can do it and go party. It doesn't matter, but it's going to show you exactly the impact that's having. And you'll see over time, we can see, I'll tell you right now, thousands and thousands and thousands of data points. The average score is 78.3. So congratulations. That is a very high score out of 100 collectively from the NuCalm family. and be amazing for us when we can do a parallel path and take a control group that's not using NuCalm because they're going to be in the 50s or lower. So kudos to you. Those of who are using this stress assessment, keep on using it. And those of you who are not, take the 35 seconds. It's worth it. The last piece of tonight's puzzle is another connect the dot. So we have the only patented technology in the world that can balance your nervous system. The nervous system is foundational for health. We also have this elite technology, medical grade, sensitive, accurate measurement of your stress. So you have a full circle. We've closed the loop. Many of you work. Okay. How much time do you work? Probably at least 40 hours. How much time do you think about work when you're not at work? I don't know, maybe 20 hours. How much time do you spend commuting to work? Many of you spend most of your day and your life somehow ruminating about work. Many of you have been using NuCalm for years. You brought it into your life. You welcomed this technology into your brain and into your nervous system. Then you welcomed it to your spouse and partner. Then you welcomed it to your kids. Then you welcomed it to your parents. Then you welcomed it to your neighbors. Very few of you have thought, I should bring this to my company. Now you see, we work with FedEx pilots, Special Forces, the Air Force, the FBI Hostage Rescue Team, SAG-AFTRA. We work with a lot of enterprises. Why do military use this as a unit? Expedite recovery without drugs, help improve their stress management, their mental acuity, their ability to perform under stress, and to sleep on demand. So now is the time to entertain bringing NuCalm into your business. So we are now productizing NuCalm for Business. So as of tonight, NuCalm for Business is open for business. Many of you work in corporations, a lot of structure. Many of these corporations have HR, and these HR companies have brought in a lot of benefits. We know this because we've been at a lot of these benefit things where we come in for a day or 2 days and we do NuCalm recovery lounges, yoga passes, soul cycle, ping pong. What? You guys can balance the nervous system of every employee in your business. You can get rid of stress, fatigue, exhaustion, overwhelm, complication, agitation, impatience. You can help them sleep better. You can help them be better. You can help them be better husbands, wives, sons, daughters. You can help improve their satisfaction in their life. And then on the business side, you can help them perform better. It's simple. You get up, you didn't sleep well, you do 20 minutes of rescue, you get ready, you go to work. During work, you're working, you start to fatigue mentally, you put headphones on at your desk, and you start cranking with focus on. Afternoon lull, you take 20 minutes, you do NuCalm rescue. What does that do? It recharges everything. You can do power nap. It doesn't matter what you do. You're going to get rid of any stress that was affecting you and getting in the way of productivity and performance, efficiency, mental acuity, concentration, comprehension, interpersonal conflict. All of that washes away and you start fresh. So maybe from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, it's like 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. You're on fire, highly efficient, highly productive. This is genius for a company. Absolute genius. In our company, people miss meetings and we can't get a hold of them because Do Not Disturb is on because they're using NuCalm. We don't get upset. We applaud them. Thank you for taking care of yourself. We demand a lot of our team. Our team was amazing. And the sacrifices and the time commitment required to pioneer technology like NuCalm is immense. It's overwhelming. Our team always takes care of themselves, and we applaud that. Any business that doesn't understand that the only competitive advantage a business has is your people doesn't understand business. Look back to Edwards Deming, TQM, Total Quality Management, Lean Thinking, Kaizen, Keiretsu. What did he do? He went to Japan. He introduced these concepts to Toyota. Now, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, as Toyota's manufacturing prowess and quality was rising, they literally would let any competitor come in. You could spend a week at the Toyota factory in Japan. Didn't matter, because you couldn't copy their people and you couldn't copy their culture. People will always be the fundamental differentiator for any business to succeed. So why wouldn't you give them the unfair advantage of bringing NuCalm in to your business to take care of them? Because their performance is going to improve, your profit's going to improve, your retention is going to improve, and your recruitment's going to improve. So this is really exciting for us. It's right there. The model's simple. Any company in the world can call us and say, hey, how does this work? You buy an annual Edge license. You get everything. You get focus, flow state. You get power nap and rescue. You get deep sleep and ignite. You get to manage your life without drugs, without side effects, without effort, without pills. Done. You perform better. You live better. You feel better. If you're the business leader, you feel better about yourself. Talk about recruitment. We as a company invest in the brain health of our employees by bringing in world-class patented neuroscience. There's not a lot of companies that can say that. And the ones that I've listed, they're big. They're behemoths. We've been working on them for a long time. So NuCalm for Business, as of today, is open for business. So I'm sharing my screen here. And I just want to share with you, you can go to the website, and on the top nav bar, you will see why NuCalm. You will see buy NuCalm. You will see free trial, and now you'll see NuCalm Business. It's very easy. Your team's performance upgraded without stress. This is your unfair advantage, people. So you schedule a call. We work through how many employees you have. We get you set up, professional training, anything that we would do to an elite military group or the FedEx pilots or any organization gets professional training. We're there for you. No company's too small. Check this out. Win 1 year of NuCalm free for your entire company. Enter here to win. I'd recommend you do this. Up to 2,500 employees will get an annual subscription to Edge professional training. That's a $1.5 million gift right there. So if you have 2,500 employees and you win, we're taking care of you at no expense. 4 outcomes your team will feel. You already know this. You already know the impact NuCalm's had on your life. Exponentially, what's this going to do for your business as you take 10, 15, 20, 100, 2,000 employees and you give them the gift of stress management, focus on demand, elevate their energy in the afternoon without sugary snacks and accelerant drinks, and sleep. Hello, it's time. The cost of doing nothing, business as usual, is not going to suffice. The numbers are alarming. Numbers don't mean anything, but you know on a day-to-day basis, when your team, when your management, when your visionaries, when your people who need to execute, when your salespeople are faking it till they make it, you know this. You can change all of that with ease. It's not that difficult. $399 billion of lost productivity in the workforce in the US annually. That's insane. 77% of US workers report experiencing work-related stress in the past month. 75% state they've had a mental health challenge, sometimes or often during the past year. You know, we all know this. I don't need to share this with you because it's demoralizing, but we are living in a unique time of crisis. The human race is at a pivotal shift. We have the highest levels of stress, of fear, of anxiety, of uncertainty, of worry. We're being obliterated through our food supply that's not food, through our fear-mongering media, through all the glutamates in our food, through all the dopamine in our technology, our environmental toxins. There are so many negative variables against us. Of course, people are breaking down. We're exhausted, and we're certainly more exhausted post-COVID because everything we thought was normal wasn't normal, and it's taken us years to try to do a new normal, but it's not new normal. Our central nervous systems are inherently fatigued across the globe, so every stress has a stronger trigger for us. Every little thing has more impact on our amygdala and our hypervigilance and our agitation. So let's do something about it. David DiArcangelo came to the company more than a year ago. Brilliant man, very esteemed business person with great success in history. And he said a couple months ago, Jim, I want to write a book about NuCalm and business because this is a no-brainer. But let me make it even less of a no-brainer or more of a no-brainer. Let me introduce how you easily bring this into your company, what you're looking for, how to employ it, and then the facts and the business growth that you're going to see. So this book is now live. On Tuesday, it went live in Amazon. The Kindle version is $4.99 for the month of November. It's an easy read. It's compelling. You're going to learn a lot, not just about, hey, how do you implement focus into the business? How do I implement rescue? No, you're going to learn a lot about the unfair advantage of your people and the unfair advantage of making your people perform better. And you're doing them a favor. So check this out at your leisure. Schedule a call. It's all right here. You can see all the pricing. You can see the volume pricing. If it's a large organization, that organization is going to pay 54 cents a day to bring NuCalm into their business and perform. Here's trusted where performance matters. So if these folks like Navy SEALs and surgeons, the Comprehensive Cancer Wellness Program, FedEx pilots have been using this for years, it's time to give your business an unfair advantage with NuCalm. So this is the kickoff of NuCalm for Business is now open for business. Right on the website, take a look. If nothing else, you would be crazy, and I'm not saying you are, but I'm not saying you're not. You would be crazy not to hit that enter here to win button and win 1 year free of NuCalm for your entire company. So we've covered a lot tonight. I said we had a lot going on. We started the day at 12:09 today, Eastern time, surpassing 2 billion minutes. It's hard for me to fathom what that means, but I do love to think 3,805 years ago, wow, lots transpired in human history. And that's when we started basically solving stress for humanity. That's pretty cool. The collaborations with Madison Amico Love for female voice coaching, with Roger Love for male voice coaching, for the future of an autistic track to help autism. Rescue 40 being a vagal tone. We didn't put the VT on there. We wanted to see the feedback, hear the feedback before we led the audience. So it's an amazing time for all of us. We can make a difference. And any of us who use NuCalm on a regular basis, NuCalm isn't the be all end all, but is a great facilitator to give us the balance that we need. Doesn't change your epigenetics, doesn't change your personality. It allows you to be your best. It takes the edge off. It takes the impatience, the agitation, the distraction, the overwhelm, the expectation, the confusion. All the chaos that's going on in the world has permeated our skulls, and it's inside our brains, all of us. Imagine how many mental calories are burned every day with 8.4 billion people having 5 or 6 conversations going on behind their eyes at all times. Quiet the noise. Bring NuCalm to your friends, to your family. We're doing really, really good work simplifying this. The free trial, back in the day, we all face the same curse. We tried to explain something that was unexplainable. We've taken that out. You don't need to try to explain NuCalm. You won't succeed anyway. All you need to do is say, hey, don't take my word for it. Do the 7-day free trial. Put it on your head. Try rescue and deep sleep. So what I'm saying to you is simple. Continue to take good care of yourself so you can be there for the ones who need you and love you the most, and they need you all the time. And as we head into the holidays, this is a really important time for all of us. Make sure we take care of us, and then you can be your best self. You can be patient and present. You can enjoy the moment because these times fly. It seems like, as we age, I'm 57 years old in a couple weeks. As we age, things go by too fast. We seem to grow up through the lens of our kids. We don't feel like we're growing up. Our mind gets sharper. We think more clearly. We have more wisdom, but our body changes. Our metabolic health changes. So take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves, and welcome to the future of some really cool technology that we're doing today and coming up. NuCalm for Business, the stress assessment, all the new tracks, the Mastermind Vault free preview next Thursday. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your evening and be well.